You put your headphones on. You select that one specific song, the one that acts like a key to a locked door, and then you begin to pace, back and forth. In the safety of your room, the walls dissolve. Suddenly, you are not the person who feels awkward at parties or the person who feels invisible at work. You are the hero of a story that no one else will ever see. You are loved, you are feared, you are important. But then, the music stops. The silence of the room rushes back in like a flood of cold water. And you are just standing there, alone, in the dark. This isn't just an imagination. This is an addiction to a life that doesn't exist. If someone were to watch you from the outside, they wouldn't see much. They might see you staring blankly out of a bus window. They might see you mouthing words to an invisible conversation while you do the dishes. They might see you pacing in your bedroom for hours, wearing a path into the carpet. But inside, you are building cathedrals. You are not just daydreaming in the way most people understand it. Most people daydream about winning the lottery or having a better job for a few minutes, and then they snap back to reality. But for you, the daydream isn't a fleeting thought. It is a parallel dimension. It is a meticulously constructed universe with its own history, its own characters, its own conflicts, and its own triumphs. Psychologists have a name for this. They call it maladaptive daydreaming. But that clinical term feels too cold, doesn't it? It sounds like a malfunction, a glitch. But you and I know the truth. It wasn't a malfunction. It was a rescue mission. You didn't start doing this because you were crazy or lazy. You started doing this because the reality you were living in was uninhabitable. The real world was too lonely, too painful, or simply too gray to sustain your spirit. So, like a master architect, you built a new one. And the tragedy is, you built it too well. You created a world so vivid, so emotionally satisfying, and so responsive to your needs that the real world couldn't possibly compete. Why would you want to navigate the messy, awkward, rejecting nature of real human connection when you have a lover in your head who knows exactly what to say? Why would you want to struggle through the boredom of a mediocre job when, in your head, you are a world-renowned artist, a savior, or a star? The addiction isn't to the fantasy itself. The addiction is to the feeling of control. In there, you are the architect of your own reality. Out here, you are just a ghost. And the more time you spend in there, the more translucent you become out here. You are fading away. You are pouring all your color, all your wit, all your passion into a bucket with a hole in it. And you are waking up year after year, realizing that while you have lived 1,000 exciting lives in your mind, you haven't actually lived your own. Let's go back to where this started. Because no one is born addicted to dissociation. You don't come out of the womb refusing to engage with the world. Something happened. Or perhaps, more accurately, something didn't happen. For many of you, the seeds of this addiction were planted in childhood. Maybe you were the ignored child we spoke about before. The one who sat in the corner while the adults screamed, or while the adults simply looked right through you. When a child is neglected, when their emotional needs are met with silence, they have two choices. They can scream until they are heard, which is dangerous, or they can disappear. You chose to disappear. But the human mind abhors a vacuum. A child cannot stare at a blank wall for 18 years without going insane. So, your brain did something brilliant. It painted a mural on the wall. If you didn't have friends to play with, you invented them. And they were better than real friends because they never made fun of you. They never left you out. If you didn't have parents who comforted you, you invented a version of yourself who was strong, independent, and didn't need anyone. If your house was chaotic and scary, you built a mental fortress where you were the one in charge. This wasn't a bad habit. It was a survival strategy. It was the only way your small, developing brain could cope with the overwhelming pain of isolation. You learned very early on that the safe place was inside. But here is the catch. Survival strategies have an expiration date. The armor that saved your life in battle is now weighing you down in peacetime. You are no longer that helpless child trapped in that lonely room. But your brain doesn't know that. Your brain is still running the same software it wrote when you were 7 years old. Every time you feel a twinge of anxiety, your brain says, exit. Every time you feel a moment of boredom, your brain says, run. Every time you feel the sting of rejection, your brain says, go to the place where everyone loves you. It has become a reflex. It is faster than thought. You don't even decide to do it anymore. You just slip away. You check out. And this is where the tragedy lies. The coping mechanism that saved you from loneliness is now the very thing causing your loneliness. It has built a wall around you. A wall so thick that real people cannot get in, and the real you cannot get out. You are safe, but you are starving. There is a profound split that happens in the mind of the maladaptive daydreamer. A fracture between the avatar, the version of you in the dream, and the body, the version of you in the chair. Let's talk about the avatar. In your paracosm, your imaginary world, who are you? Usually, the avatar is an idealized version of the self. The avatar is charismatic. The avatar is brave. The avatar can speak without stuttering. The avatar is deeply, profoundly seen by others. Maybe the avatar is tragic, suffering from some noble wound that draws people to them, eliciting the care and concern you never got in real life. The avatar is the person you wish you were. Now, let's talk about the body. The body is sitting in a dark room at 3 a.m. The body hasn't showered in 2 days. The body is eating cold food over the sink. The body is working a job that is beneath your potential. The body is single, or in a relationship that feels hollow. The contrast between these two selves creates a deep, burning shame. When you snap out of a 3-hour pacing session, that shame hits you like a physical blow. You look in the mirror and you hate what you see. You think, look at me, I'm pathetic. I'm imagining conversations with people who don't exist while my real life falls apart. And what do you do when you feel that shame? What do you do when the pain of being the body becomes too much to bear? You go back to being the avatar. It is a perfect, self-sustaining trap. The more you daydream, the more your real life decays. The more your real life decays, the more painful reality becomes. The more painful reality becomes, the more you need to daydream to escape it. It is a downward spiral that drills you into the floor. And the cruelest part is that you are exhausting yourself. Daydreaming takes energy. You are expending real emotional calories on fake scenarios. You cry real tears over imaginary breakups. You feel real adrenaline from imaginary fights. You feel the warm glow of dopamine from imaginary triumphs. By the time you put the headphones down, you are emotionally spent. You have nothing left for the real world. You have no energy to go to the gym or to learn that new skill or to call that friend. You used it all up on the ghosts. You are running a marathon in your mind every single day, so when real life asks you to walk to the mailbox, you are too tired to move. We need to treat this for what it is. It is not just imagination. It is a behavioral addiction. Scientists have found that the brain of a maladaptive daydreamer looks very similar to the brain of a substance addict. The pathways are the same. The craving is the same. The withdrawal is the same. The substance isn't heroin or alcohol. The substance is narrative. The substance is emotion without risk. In the real world, emotional connection is high risk. If you tell someone you love them, they might not say it back. If you try to achieve a dream, you might fail. Real life is full of friction. It is awkward. It is slow. It is often boring. But in the dream, there is no friction. The reward is instant. The connection is guaranteed. You are bypassing the work of living and going straight to the reward. It is emotional junk food. It tastes amazing, but it provides no nutrition, and slowly you are becoming malnourished. Think about the hours. If you track the time you spent pacing, or staring at the ceiling, or zoning out on your commute, how much time has it been? Hundreds of hours? Thousands? If we converted that time into a full-time job, how many years have you worked at the factory of your imagination? This is the life that doesn't exist. It is a life that has stolen years from your real one. And the most terrifying thought, the one that keeps you up at night, is the fear that you have already wasted too much time. You look at your peers. They are getting married. They are buying houses. They are building careers. They are accumulating real memories. And you have memories too. But they are memories of things that never happened. You have aged, but you haven't grown. This is the grief of the daydreamer. You are mourning a life you never actually lived. You miss people you never met. You are homesick for a place that isn't on any map. There is a specific kind of loneliness that comes with this condition. It is a secret loneliness. You can't tell people about this. If you tell your friends, "I can't come out tonight because I need to pace in my room and pretend I'm being interviewed by a talk show host," they will look at you like you are insane. So, you lie. You say you're busy. You say you're tired. You protect the addiction. And because you protect it, you isolate yourself further. But I want you to know something. I want you to really hear this. You are not insane. And you are not alone. There are millions of people, quiet, sensitive, creative people who are pacing in their rooms right now, just like you. They are all running from the same pain. They are all looking for the same comfort. Your daydreaming is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that you have a profound capacity for creativity and a deep, unsatisfied hunger for connection. The complexity of your inner world is proof of your soul's richness. A shallow person could not build the worlds you have built. A shallow person could not invent the intricate emotional landscapes you navigate every day. You have a Ferrari of a brain, but you have left it idling in the garage with the door closed. The engine is overheating. The fumes are filling the room. It is time to open the garage door. So, how do we stop? The instinct is to go cold turkey, to declare war on your mind, to say, "I will never daydream again. I will be 100% present starting now." Please, do not do this. It will fail. If you rip away the only coping mechanism you have without replacing it, you will crash into a deep depression. The silence of the real world will be too loud to bear. We do not want to kill the dreamer. We want to integrate the dream. We need to lower the barrier between the avatar and the body. Look at your daydreams, analyze them. They are not random, they are data. They are a map of your unmet needs. What happens in your safe place? Do you dream of being admired? Then you are starved for recognition in your real life. Do you dream of being saved, rescued, and any for? Then you are feeling overwhelmed and unsupported in your real life. Do you dream of having intense, witty arguments? Then you are bored and intellectually understimulated in your real life. Don't judge the dream. Use it. Take one tiny fragment of the avatar and try to bring it into the body. If your avatar is a writer, write one paragraph today. Not a novel, just one paragraph. Real ink on real paper. If your avatar is fit and strong, do 5 push-ups, just 5. Feel the real sensation of your muscles contracting. If your avatar has deep conversations, send one text message to a real friend. Ask them how they are really doing. It will feel underwhelming at first. Real writing is harder than imaginary writing. Real exercise hurts. Real conversations are awkward. The dopamine hit will be low. It will feel like eating broccoli after a lifetime of eating candy. but it is real. There is a magic in reality that the dream can never touch. The dream is perfect, but it is sterile. Nothing in the dream can surprise you because you created it. But reality? Reality can surprise you. A real sunset, even a cloudy one, has a texture that no imagination can replicate. A real connection, even an awkward one, has a warmth that no imaginary lover can provide. The goal is not to stop dreaming. The goal is to make your reality just tolerable enough that you don't need to escape it every 5 minutes. You have spent a long time behind the glass. You have watched the world go by while you played out a better version of it in your head. But the glass is getting foggy. You are getting tired. It is time to come out. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to destroy the inner world. You can keep it as a sanctuary, a place to visit for inspiration, but you cannot live there. You cannot pay rent with imaginary money. You cannot be held by imaginary arms. The life that doesn't exist is seductive. It is beautiful. It is safe, but it has one fatal flaw. It isn't yours. The only life that is yours is this one. The one with the stained carpet. The one with the awkward silence. The one with the ticking clock. It is messy. It is painful. It is imperfect. But it is the only place where you can actually be loved. Not for the hero you pretend to be, but for the human you actually are. Put the headphones down. Stop the pacing. Open the window. Let the cold air hit your face. And listen. If you recognize yourself in this description, if you've spent years building these invisible worlds, please know you are not the only one. If you feel like it, share a piece of your story in the comments below. Not for the algorithm, but just to say, I was here. Seeing your own experience reflected in someone else's words can be the first step out of that locked room. And if you want to keep exploring these quiet corners of the human mind with us, learning how to integrate the dream without destroying it, you are welcome to subscribe. Not to be a number on a screen, but to be part of a reality that finally understands you.